All right, I am so excited to dive in to my joyful scaling methodology with you. Whether you are brand new to me and my content, whether my podcast, my Facebook group, my world, or you've been a client for years, I'm about to share with you the simple scaling process that is the culmination of my nearly 20 years in business. But most importantly, this method came straight from the chairman of the board of Judy Weber Co., the Lord God himself. Now, as you listen, I want you to pay attention and without judgment or shame, I want you to assess where you are in each of the three areas of my method. Now, my method is comprehensive. It touches on everything you need to keep your eyes on when it comes to scaling your business. And I want to emphasize that this is an advanced scaling strategy, meaning it is for established business owners at a minimum of 6 figures, right? Or multi-six, committed to scaling towards 7 figures. Now, if you are not yet there at 6 figures, understand I have a different process to get to your first 100K. I teach my clients that more foundational process inside my Joyful 6 Figures Accelerator. But if that is you and you're not yet at 6 figures, I encourage you to keep watching because it is never too early to begin to understand what is to come as you grow your business. My Joyful Scaling Method is the only scaling process you will ever need because it is so comprehensive, right? And so if you have seen this presentation before, I encourage you to watch it again because every time you see this presentation and how all the pieces fit together, you will pick up something new, something you haven't seen before. All right, this is the Joyful Scaling Method, and we are going to go through all of this. And I'm going to try to keep this video short and sweet so that you can understand it. And again, assess where you are and then identify where you need to go. So I really want you to watch this short video all the way through so that when you and I are together on our scaling strategy call, you're going to get so much more out of it because you're going to be familiar with what really matters when scaling towards 7 figures. Now, before we dive in, I wanted to let you know we have inside the mastermind, which is where I teach the Joyful Scaling Method. We have women who are coming in, just at the 6-figure mark, and those that are like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Multi and high 6 figures. But this is Danielle. And she hit her first $30,000 month. And she says, in 1 year, I went from inconsistent revenue and spending too much time ruminating in doubt to my biggest month ever. And I did it from a place of calm, confidence, and certainty in the strategy while living my faith in my business. And this is just the beginning. How true that is. Now, Nikki's a serial entrepreneur. She is a real estate broker owner. She is a team leader. She has her own boutique brokerage. She has a food business and other things. So look, she has a lot of businesses going on, but she was able to increase revenue by 70% in 1 year. And she says it's a result of looking at my business and my time from this comprehensive 30,000 foot view as a faith-fueled CEO. It was getting her mindset right. She says, managing my mind, making powerful decisions, leading my team and taking bold action with incredible peace and joy. And how was Nikki able to do that? By leaning on Christ, knowing that with him, all things are possible. So before we dive into the method itself, it's important that you understand the model on which the entire methodology is built, the business model. And I call it the sophisticatedly simple business model. And you can see the very foundation is faith in Christ. He is our rock. Hallelujah. And everything we're doing in our business is founded on him. And so when we have this business that the Lord called us to, what are the most important things we're trying to achieve? Well, number one, impact, helping other people through the gifts that he's given us to bring God glory. What else? Revenue, right? We can't run a business without revenue. We don't need to apologize for that. We don't need to tower away from that or hesitate. Revenue is a part of business, right? And the next is time. Listen, I have no doubt that you entered entrepreneurship, not just because you love to serve people, but also because of what we always hear out there, that entrepreneurship gives you time freedom. Are you experiencing that now? But these three, impact, revenue, and time, that is why we do what we do. And when you have the impact at the level that God has called you to and the revenue, you are really living out your purpose. And when you have that impact and you have scaled to the point of, you have team members and systems and some of the things we're going to be talking about so that you have more time, that is scale, right? That is scale. And so when all these things are operating together, that is when you have freedom with your time, freedom with your finances, and freedom as it comes to the time you need and the heart and the passion you need to really pour into your clients. So let's start right here with our breakthrough strategy. Now, as I said, the Joyful Scaling method involves 3 strategies. And number 1 is your breakthrough strategy. This is you gaining clarity on your offers, your best client, and what success looks like for you. And from there, creating a strategic plan as to your marketing, your sales, and client delivery. Okay. Now, number 2 is your operation strategy, getting the back end of your business running like a well-oiled machine so that you aren't doing everything yourself, right? Here, we go into team, SOPs, which are standard operating procedures, and automation. So hiring a true dream team with each member responsible for their KPIs, right, which are key performance indicators, so that your team members are not an expense, but in fact, they're a driver of revenue into the business. Okay, we'll talk more about that in just a bit. Number 3 is your profit strategy. Look, revenue is great, no doubt, but profit matters. You work hard, you deserve to get paid well. So here we dive into the numbers, meaning the dollars and the data that you're tracking to enable you to make good business decisions. Okay. We're also here looking at long-term planning, not just this quarter or next year, but 2 years from now, and goal setting. And finally here, strategic initiatives, which are programs that you put in place to multiply your revenue. And these 3 strategies provide as I said, a comprehensive picture for you as the CEO regarding the health of your business. And it helps you have a plan to scale as far as you want to go. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the specifics of this method. All right, first we see here marketing. This involves not only your visibility and nurture plan, but even before that, you and I assess your brand and we elevate it. I'm not talking about logo, colors, and fonts. Here I'm talking about what really matters, that your brand, what it stands for, what you're known for, your unique messaging. You can't sound like everybody else because in fact, you're not like everybody else, right? And who specifically your best clients are, because all of that informs your marketing at a very high level. Also, we evaluate your offers. We go back to our sophisticatedly simple business model where less is more. You do not need an offer suite of 7 offers or more, okay? Focus and simplicity serve both you and your clients. And again, everything here is intended to allow you to keep your pipeline full of best clients, expand your reach, and increase your visibility. All right, next we have sales. Listen, as you scale, you need systems, and sales is no exception. We look at your sales process currently, what you have going on, looking at your data, and we make improvements, allowing you to bring more of the right people into your sales process, whether that is consults, presentations, etc. And we create assets that really solidify you as the go-to expert they need. Right? It's all about simplifying that sales process so that you can sign high-value clients. And finally, here in this breakthrough strategy, we are going to be talking about client delivery. The entire goal of your business is to serve people to the uttermost and help them get results. So here we ensure that you're delivering your services at the very highest level and providing outstanding support to your clients so they get what they came for, right? And they love working with you and your team, and they can't help but tell others about you. Now, if you're feeling like, wow, I have some work to do, great. You're starting to identify the gaps and you can see areas of growth. And once you implement these breakthrough strategies, you'll be able to scale your business in a way that feels sustainable and in complete alignment with your values. All right, so now that we have finished the first strategy, it's time to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 3. How dialed in is your marketing, sales, and your client delivery? All right, give yourself a 1. And again, no judgment. This is for you. And this is going to help us when you and I get together on the call. So to give yourself a 1, that means, look, all 3 need work. And that very well may be who you are. Look, you could get to, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 with a very messy front end and back end for that matter. So no shame here, but give yourself a 1 if all 3 of those need work. Give yourself a 2 if portions are working, but others require attention. And if all 3 are solid and performing well, give yourself a 3. All right, next we're going to move into operations. Here, we're going to start with team, okay? Team comes under operations here, but their impact is felt across all 3 scaling strategies, because here's the truth. You cannot scale without a team, period. Now, I am not the coach who's going to tell you, hire, 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 grow your team, because you know what? That's not smart. First, we need to assess what's going on. Who's doing what? And what is the ROI that you're getting from every team member or every vendor, right? We've got to clean things up for increased efficiency. Because remember, always going back to that sophisticatedly simple business model. It's about a lean and powerful team. Now, one additional element to team is what I call the 1-page summary. And this is a summary planning document that establishes KPIs, which are key performance indicators for every team member. Okay, let me tell you, this is a game changer, this 1-page summary. We have had ladies come into the mastermind, complete this 1-page summary planning document, and create 5 figures in new sales in as little as 1 week. It is a document that keeps you and every team member focused on the things that will actually move the needle in your business. All right, one more quick point here on team, and I'm landing here. Obviously, it's important, okay? When you communicate KPIs, these key performance indicators to your team, which are contained in this 1-page summary document that I just spoke about, and when your team members are held accountable to those KPIs, then every person you hire, whether it's an employee or a contractor, is not an expense, but an investment, right? Every dollar that you invest in them drives revenue into the business. And that, ladies, is leverage. That is smart scaling. All right, next, processes and SOPs, okay? Now, these processes and SOPs, they are step-by-step instructions for how tasks are carried out. There is a process for everything done in your business. Now, you may think, golly, I don't think I have any processes. I want to tell you, you do, but they may not be in writing. They may live in your head, or perhaps even scarier, in the head of your team members only. And so if and when any of them leave, gosh, can you see the problem that would develop if these are not in writing? Okay. Now, finally, automation. We're going to look at the automation currently in place and make sure you're taking full advantage of that automation that's available in the software and things you already have. And we may suggest new automation to consider, okay? But I'm not going to be one to open up your wallet and say, you need to buy this, that, right? We're going to be always go back to that sophisticatedly simple business model where Jesus Christ and your faith in him is the rock, okay? Okay, it is assessment time here. On a scale of 1 to 3, how is the back end of your business, right? Do you have a team? Or are you acting as the chief everything officer? Or if you have a team, is it optimized? Does every team member know what it looks like to win? Are they hitting their KPIs? And what about SOPs? Are they in writing? And does everyone in your company use them on a regular basis? Okay, so rate yourself here, 1, 2, or 3. I can tell you this, operations are a key to true scale. And even for super smart visionaries like you, this is the area that tends to get the least attention. But inside my Joyful Scaling curriculum, I give you the templates, key tracking tools, onboarding swipe files, sample SOPs, and more, so you don't have to start from scratch. So rate yourself 1, 2, or 3. And again, if you're like, oh my goodness, there are so many parts of the business, even now with those 2 of 3 strategies that need my attention. If you're thinking that, let me tell you, that's a good thing. Okay, because think about it. If you were watching this and you were like all 3s already, and that would mean that everything in your company is currently operating at top efficiency, that would be a concern because that would mean there's nowhere to grow. So be excited, okay, as you're identifying opportunities to grow and you're discovering the true potential of your business, okay? But I also want to say this. Can you see how, if you dialed in any one of the strategies covered so far, whether the breakthrough strategy or the operation strategy, how that could dramatically impact your business? Think about that. the money you would save, the time you would save, the increased efficiency for you and everyone working on your team, and the additional revenue that you could create. I want to tell you, any one of these three scaling strategies are in and of themselves worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so just imagine when all three of these strategies are evaluated and reviewed and buttoned up and implemented. Once you do that, you're going to have a completely different business. Trust me on that. Are you excited? All right. We're getting to our third and final strategy within the Joyful Scaling Method, and that is your profit strategy. Virtually no one out there is talking about profit. The emphasis is on revenue. Let me tell you, I have friends who are, multiple seven-figure business owners walking away with very little profit, maybe even less than you. Okay. You would be surprised. They have big teams. They're overspending. They do not have the sophisticatedly simple business model. They've got like an army. Okay. And no one is watching profit margin. Okay. So you may be further ahead than you think you are. Okay. That's why we don't compare ourselves with others. I just wanted to tell you, this is why profit is a part of this methodology. Okay. So inside this strategy, first up is the numbers. What numbers are you supposed to track and why? And here, I'm not just talking about dollars and cents, but also client results. After all, again, that's why we're in business, to transform lives. All right. Next is long-term planning. Successful CEOs don't think short-term only. They look out to the next 4 quarters, the next year, and beyond. When you know what to keep your eye on, this forward focus helps you make better decisions today. Okay. And finally, strategic initiatives. These are points of leverage, opportunities to scale that way too many miss, like referral programs, collaborative opportunities, re-engagement campaigns, upsells, downsells, and more. Okay. No stone unturned inside the Joyful Scaling Method. All right. It's assessment time again. Is your business primed for profit? Are you looking at your numbers on a regular basis, your bank account, your profit margin, your client results? Do you have both short and long-term goals? And are they in writing? And by the way, are you sharing them with your team, right? Do you have strategic initiatives in place, right, that are going to bring in additional revenue each and every month? Okay, I want you to give yourself a 1, 2, or 3. Okay, no shame, no judgment. Your assessment is for you. You're evaluating where you are right now. So exciting. You're identifying gaps, areas of opportunity. Okay, so given all 3 scaling strategies, the breakthrough strategy, operation strategy, and profit strategy, where do you think you need the most help? Right now, write it down. We're going to talk about it on our strategy call together. The more you give thought to identifying these areas, the better I will be able to serve you on the call. Really, I want to maximize our time together and make it truly as valuable as it can be. Now, on the call, if you want more details as to how to work with me and my team, I would love to share that with you as to what that might look like for you and answer all of your questions. Okay, your strategy session with me will be the most valuable consult call you have ever been on. That's my promise to you. You're going to leave with even more clarity, better understanding as to what has to happen to get you from where you are to where you want to go. All right, just one more thing. I want you to spend just a few more minutes watching the videos below and reading through those client testimonials, because the more you do, the better prepared you're going to be. It's going to set you up to get the very most out of our time together. And it's going to maybe prompt some questions for you that you'll want to bring up on our call. So with that, brava for investing in you by devoting time to this important prep for our strategy call. I will see you there.